Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I will be crocheting it forward and showing you how to make this really super easy and super cute reindeer pattern. For the materials, we're going to need some yarn, some red, some black, and then your reindeer yarn, whatever color you want. Worsted weight is what I'm using. Some scissors, crochet hooks. I was using a 5 and a 6, 5.0. and a 6.0, H and J. It just depends what your yarn calls for. I always keep a smaller hook on standby to help sew in ends. And depending on what you're going to do, which route you decide or what materials you have, you are going to need a sewing needle and some beads and some mini pom-poms and some eyes and also some super glue. Okay, and just wanted to throw in there, I made a couple of them with some twine. This is cotton twine. This is all from Dollar Tree, and then this is jute twine. So I know with the holidays money's tight, so definitely can consider, you know, if you don't have money for yarn, you know, you can make these with like less than $5. And this is how they turned out. This is the cotton twine, and then this is the jute twine. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started on this reindeer pattern. So let's get our hook and our yarn and attach. You can attach however you attach. This is how I attach. I'm going to chain one. I like to chain one and secure so there's no question on where the first chain is. Sometimes that causes confusion for me. We want to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to slip stitch to the first chain, and then we have formed a circle here. We're going to chain 1. I'm going to work in my tail. And this is the pattern. I was totally not fibbing when I told you that this is super easy. It's 12 half double crochets, slipping to the top of the first half double crochet, and chaining 1 and repeating that 7 times for 7 rows. So I'll do the first couple rows with you, and then I'll let you do your own. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 half double crochets. We're not going to slip stitch into this chain. We are going to slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet. Kind of lost my tail there. Oh, there it is. I'm going to pull your string, your tail, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and cut that so it is not in my way. So we're going to chain 1, and then from here repeat the pattern. 12 half double crochets around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not know what is up with my yarn. It's super squeaky. 5, 6, 7, might be my hook. 8, 9, 10. And if your circle is curling up, that is what we want it to do. You're not doing anything wrong. This is 11. This is number 12. I don't think I'm crocheting very tight. Maybe I am. And then again, we're not going to, right here, we are not going to slip stitch into that. We're going to go right here into the top of that first half double crochet. That way it doesn't throw your count off. And then again, one more row together, chain one, and then 12 half double crochets on top of the 12 half double crochets from the previous row. So we're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's our chain. There's the top right here of our half double crochet from the previous row. We're just going to slip stitch into there. Remember to get both of those loops. Okay. So as you can see, we have 3 rows done. 1, 2, 3. Go on and do 4 more rows of 12 half double crochets for a total of 7, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm finishing up my 7th row, and I just finished my 12th half double crochet, so I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that first one, chain 1, put my yarn, and I always keep a smaller hook on standby. Sometimes just depends on what project I'm working on, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab the tail and work it through a couple of the next stitches, next few stitches, usually about 3. And then I come down here, go down to the next row, grab my yarn, and then just grab it again, do a chain, which kind of comes out to a knot, just to secure it. And then I cut it. Now remember, these are ornaments. They're not going to be like tugged upon or anything like that. And you can fix this to whatever way you want facing up front. I will come back, and depending on which reindeer you're going to make, either with the beads, the pom-poms, the yarn, the eyeballs, I'm going to go through each one of them. So I will meet you back here shortly. All right, the first one I'm going to show you how to do is just for the yarn. Not any of the other stuff, not the pom-poms or the beads or the eyeballs or anything, just yarn. You can use scrap yarn for this. Excuse me, you're really not using that much yarn at all. I'm going to show you how to make the big Rudolph nose, but the eyeballs and right here, this little tiny nose is just a French knot, which I've used a lot in my previous videos. If you've watched any of those, and I encourage you to get that plug in there. So let's move on, and I will show you how to make these French knot eyeballs. So first thing you want to do is find out where you're going to place them. I usually go like in here, out, in, out, so it kind of looks even. So what you want to do is take your sewing needle and some black yarn, and not this first row, not about the bottom of the second row, right here. You can even go up here. Where do I got the other ones? Okay, I guess I got them right here at the top of the second row. So what you want to do is pull your yarn from the back to the front with the tail long enough so you can tie, and then turn it this way. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go directly underneath where the next stitch is, right here, and then go in the front, and then when you come out, you're going to come out where this yarn is at, pull up, and then at this point we want to take our yarn. I would suggest taking your thumb right here and securing it at the bottom of your needle, and then we're just going to wrap the yarn. I do it 3 times, loosely, but not too loose, and then pinch it with my 2 fingers, and then I pull it through. So what it is kind of like a lifted eyeball. I don't know if you can see it from the side, maybe. And then I go back in the bottom, and then I skip one and I come over here. So I'm going to pull that through again, put this sideways, go directly in the next stitch beneath it, stick it in the front, stick my needle in the front, come out where the yarn is going in to begin with, pinch it. You want the needle to come out just a tad, about halfway. Wrap it around, kind of loosely but not tightly. We're going to pinch that part 3 times. Wrap that 3 times. I don't think I mentioned that. Then we're going to go ahead, go back in to the bottom, and then back out the back. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And if you can just kind of like play with them a little bit. The yarn does move a little bit, and you can maneuver it so that they look a little even. From here, I just kind of stick it inside out a little bit. Not stick it, but move it. Maneuver it. And to secure it, I am just going to put a regular knot. This is going to be in the inside. Nothing else is going to be in there but some candy canes. Grab our scissors. Cut our yarn. And then we have the eyeballs. Just standard eyes is what I like to call them. So, I'm going to grab our hook and our red yarn. And we're going to do the nose. This nose. And there's different ways. If it's really just, this pattern can be revised so many ways. So, okay, what I did is I'm just going to do an unfinished knot here. This is the way I kind of do my magic circles. So then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, chain 1, and then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, go through the first 2 loops, still leaving 2 on my hook, yarn over, do the same thing, leaving 2 on your hook for 3, 3 this time. Each time is going to be 1 more. Yarn over, pull through 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more. This Rudolph had a big nose, big red nose. Should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through. We are going to chain 1. Grab our scissors. Pull through. Now we're going to pull this tight, the bottom part of it. Then, if we tie them, you have becomes kind of like a little ball. There you go, like a little pom-pom. Okay, and then what we want to do is take our smaller hook, decide where you want this. I think I'm going to do mine down here. See where the middle is. I'm going to pull my hook right here, take the 2 strands and pull them back like that. And then from here, again, I'm just going in and out 1 stitch, pulling both strands through so I can make a knot. Alright, hold on a second, what happened there? Okay, let's try again. Grab your yarn, pull it up a little bit, enough where you can grab it again and do a net. And again, this is the back side, no one is going to see it. The ornaments are going to be facing to the front. Behind them is going to be going to be the tree. So we'll grab our little skinny canes, and you can adjust this pattern pretty much any. If you want a longer reindeer, that's fine. Just add some rows. You got bigger candy canes. These are miniature ones that I got, a whole package. And there you go. That is the simplified version. I will be right back so we can review the beads and the pom-poms and the glue-on eyes. Okay, moving on to our reindeer pattern with beads. Just going to show you real quick. We want whatever you're going to use for the eyes. I just have 2 black beads and then 1 red bead for your nose. However, if you want, you can do 2 beads for your nose and it will come out like that. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to use 1 for the purpose of the video. So we're going to grab our black yarn and our big sewing needle, and kind of like previously, I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to stay with the same area. Take your needle, coming in from just this first part, go in the back, out the front. Going to attach our first black bead. This is like super simple. And then from here, I'm going to go in the next one, in the next stitch over, and then come back out the next stitch in the same row. Attach our black one, our other black eye, and then I don't want to go over because I don't want them spread out. So I'm just going to kind of, I don't know if you can see, kind of in that same, just underneath. They're not going, it's not going to be noticeable, but just kind of stay in that same area. And then from here, you can make them tighter in the back. I'm going to flip this inside out real quick, just so we can tie. Oh, I guess we don't have to. If your fingers are fanatical, if that's a word. And we're just going to tie a knot. Reverse this. And then there's your eyes. I'm going to grab our red yarn this time. If you want to pause the video and do that, I happen to have a second needle on standby. Moving on, and then figure out where or how low we want it. I'm going to run away red bead here. Bear with me, please. And I think I'm going to just put it right there. Yeah. Stick my needle or my bead on there. And I'm going to leave about that much so I can sew. And then I'm going to kind of go real close, not really in the next stitch because I kind of want this as centered as possible. I think that's good. Yeah. So turn this around, and you can do this with the needle, with the crochet hook like I did with the other one, or you can just tie it like this. Like I said, this is going to be facing the tree. It's not going to be noticeable. And there's that one. Add our 2 little candy canes, and there you go. And it just really depends what look you're going for. Okay. I'll be back with the other sticky eyes. Alright, the last one I'm going to show you how to do is the one with the sticky eyes, and then the little pom-pom. These pom-poms come in a variety of sizes. I just happen to just have the small ones. So if you have bigger ones, you know, I'm sure they will all look adorable. So I have this last one right here. What I'm using is a super glue. This is Loctite that I got from Walmart. And then you can also, I don't think a fabric glue would work. In fact, I know it's not going to work because I tried. So basically what you do is you just take the back of it. Oops, hang on a second. You take the back of your eyeball and just add a little bit of glue, just a dab. Not a lot, it's going to stick. Super glue. Stick it wherever you want. You know, if you want them close together, you don't. It's your choice. Low dab. Try to get on there ASAP. And then your little pom-pom. Now this might work with fabric glue too, because that is kind of a fabric glue. Of course you want to let it dry. And then we'll grab our candy canes. And then there you have that one. And I used a bigger hook on this one because of the yarn. This is worsted weight yarn. This is also worsted weight, but it's Bernay, I mean, and it calls for a 6mm hook, where this one calls for a 5mm hook. So like I said, you can make these bigger, just add more rows. Of course, you're gonna have to put the eyes up a little bit, maybe adjust the nose and make it bigger. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, the final piece to the video is, you're probably wondering, how are we going to hang these up on our tree? Well, you can use one of 3 methods. On this one, I just crocheted like a little hook. I think that's like 10 to 15 chains, and then just slip stitch and did that. Or you can go to the Dollar Tree and get ornament hooks right here, like I did right there. And then last year, I swear I went to every store and could not find ornament hooks, so I improvised and I used a large paper clip. And then just maneuvered it, hooked it like that on the back, and it sat up. My tree was white, so you really couldn't see this part of the paper clip. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe, it's free. I want to thank everyone for their support. I finally got myself, I think, a decent prop. So more videos to come, definitely. And again, together, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and continue to crochet it forward. Thanks.